Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is my knitting podcast. I have done a podcast type situation before. I did like 3 episodes and I've decided to delete them and start over because, well, a lot has happened since I have done them. Like, I moved and I had a baby and so yeah, I just needed a fresh start, and I also felt like I was just too scatterbrained with my old podcast where I just threw in everything that I was working on and a whole bunch of whips and a whole bunch of acquisitions and plans and stuff like that, and it wasn't a good thing. Like, nothing really, like, I didn't get a lot done. I just had all these plans, and yeah, so I decided I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to like actually get projects done. And yeah, so the reason why I stopped doing the original podcast, I actually I was getting ready to move and then I found out I was pregnant, and touching yarn during the first like 3 months, first 5 months really, I couldn't touch yarn. I just couldn't handle the feeling of it. It made me feel sick. So I stopped knitting and crocheting, and then we were also moving. So everything got packed up, like all of my sewing, all of my yarn, everything. So I was like, okay, I'm calling it quits for a little bit and we will jump back in when I feel like I can. And now I feel mostly like I can. So yeah, welcome to my podcast. This is episode 1. My name is Hannah. Like I said, I'm a mom to 2 children. I have a almost 3-year-old little boy. His birthday is in December. I have a 3-month, almost 4-month-old baby girl. She was born in May. And yeah, we live in southern Oklahoma. Originally, my husband and I and my son are from Kansas City area, and it's been an adjustment for the weather down here. It's hot. And yeah, it's hot. Luckily, it's mostly dry, but it's hot. So a lot of yarny things are just kind of a lot to touch, but I miss it. I love doing it, and so I'm like, suck it up, buttercup. You're about to hear our air conditioner go off, most likely, or turn on. That's okay. So yeah, anyway, I think that's all that I want to say. Today is August 28th. Yeah, I'm going to do the pretty much typical knitting podcast order, where it's finished objects, whips, and then acquisitions and future plans, or vice versa, whichever. They kind of go hand in hand, I guess. So for finished objects, I have a couple things. So before my daughter was born, I picked knitting back up because I was like, I can touch yarn again. So I decided to learn how to do socks. I thought socks were going to be something that I never touched ever. I just didn't understand. First of all, I am a barefoot person. Like, I don't like to wear socks. I don't like to wear shoes. I mostly wear like sandals if there's a place we're going and I can get away with wearing sandals, I'm just gonna wear sandals. And sometimes if I can't get away with wearing sandals, I'll still wear sandals. So yeah, things on my feet I'm not a very big fan of. But anyway, I learned how to make socks, and this yarn is from Sweet Mountain Crafts, I think, and it is the Rose Opal colorway. It was from Rose Opal Knits. They are a podcasting duo, and this is their collaboration with them. So this was my first pair of socks. Yeah, this is my first pair of socks. I did the decrease wrong, and so yeah, It looks a little strange when I hold it out like that, so we're just gonna ignore that. But that was the very first one I did. And then the second one, actually, I learned how to do the decrease right. So there we go. Oh, the colorway colors, the multicolor is Rose Opal, and this color is Erica, and this color is Daphne. Erica is the mother-in-law of that podcast, and Daphne is the daughter-in-law. So yeah, it's just really sweet, and they're very soft. This is the DK weight from Sweet Mountain Crafts yarn. I really think that's who it is. Alright, sorry, my camera like stopped focusing for a second. So yeah, the first pair of socks I decided to do all 3 colorways, which was an adventure in itself. And then on my second pair of socks, I was running out of yarn, and I decided to just make them scrappy. I still used all 3 colorways, but I did 2 different colored toes, and then I just did the main color in ribbing. Yeah, this is the DK weight sock yarn from Sweet Mountain Crafts. I'm pretty sure that is her brand name. So yeah, I finished 2 pairs of socks. That was before my daughter was born, so back in like April. I haven't really gotten a chance to wear them too much, but it's still so cool. And it's so cool, in fact, I made a 3rd pair of socks, and this yarn is the DK weight Super Merino Wash from WIPYarns on Etsy, but unfortunately her shop, it says it's still on vacation, and she was going to come back in June or May or something like that, and she hasn't. So I'm hoping everything is okay with her. I would really love for her to come back, because I want to buy more yarn from her. She just did so amazing. This colorway is called Tiger Stripe, and I've had this yarn for quite some time, and I didn't know. Actually, I had a tank top planned that I wanted to do with it, so I have like 6 skeins of it, 6, I guess, hanks. And I started it, and I couldn't figure out the pattern, and so I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna like make a pair of socks, and then I'll figure out what else I can do with the rest of it. So that's what has happened with this yarn. And the sock pattern I used is from the Crazy Sock Lady, I think. And I just used Erica and Daphne's DK weight sock, the Rose Opal knits. I used their numbers for their DK weight socks, but I used the video from the Crazy Sock Lady to actually learn how to do this. I just followed along for all of these socks. So yeah, I made 3 pairs of socks. And then just super recently I finished a tank top, and it is the Sara tank top by Sari Nordlund, and I got it as a free pattern from WIPYarns, I think. It's online. And here it is. It is way too big, unfortunately. So I just might pull it out and redo it, because I really want this tank top, but I can't wear it. Yeah, but the yarn I used was this a white cotton from Lion brand, just the one that you can find at Walmart. There we go. And there's a lace weight yarn held with the cotton. I forgot what the colorway is called, but it is also from Lion brand, and unfortunately, there we go. You can see some color variegation in it. And yeah, I just thought it was the coolest combination, and it's such a bummer that it doesn't fit. It's way too big in the armpit, and so yeah, it's not a good look. So I think I really am going to unravel it and try again, but I'm going to get some other things done first, I think, because yeah, you know, you just get tired of doing the same exact thing over and over. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break, finish some other different projects, and then come back to this. So that is all of my finished objects. I have a few whips to show, and so yeah, let me grab them. First of all, I am doing a temperature blanket for my daughter's first year of life. So starting May 10th, 2022 to, I probably will go ahead and do May 10th, 2023. Every day I'm doing 2 strands of yarn, the high and the low, one for the high and one for the low. And this is, I don't want to show where we're living, so this is my color chart. There we go. I'm doing purples and pinks, and yeah, so I'm actually documenting it on TikTok as well. I don't know how to use TikTok, but I figure I can do short little videos showing progress of this, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, let me show you it instead of just talking about it. So I am not caught up. I decided to do this like in July, late July. So yeah, I have about a month done, and it's all twisted around. So anyway, here it is so far. I love holding the 2 colors together because it gives it like a heathered look and like a worn in look. You know those flannels that just look like so cozy and super warm and worn in? That is the vibe I get from holding these the 2 colors together. I know most people do like 1 row a day with 1 color, but I decided I wanted to do 2 rows just so I could have all of my ends on one side, and then it would also kind of look okay, I guess, even. There we go, with having 2 colors together. So the pattern, I can't remember the pattern name. Maybe I wrote it down. Let's see. Clear off this little table. Here we go. It is called the Western Hills, or Western Hills the Blanket. I don't know. Look it up on Ravelry. I don't remember who it's by, but it's a free pattern, and I chose to do the biggest size because I know that like lengthwise it's going to be huge, and so I wanted to like make it proportionate, hopefully. So yeah, I'm using some Chiaogu needles, 6mm red lace, I guess. This is my very first pair of Chiaogu needles. Just bought them, so I guess this is an acquisition, and whoa, I'm impressed. I really thought, when everybody's like, oh, Chiaogu, they're really good, I thought people were just being dramatic, because I'm like, knitting needles are knitting needles? Like, what? Yeah, no. I know the difference now. Specifically with the cord and the tips. The cord has no memory to it, which is amazing. It helps everything to slide, and yeah, anyway, this is not a review on Chiaogu needles, but so yes, this is the pattern, or the blanket. It is a chevron pattern. Here, there we go, we can see it. And yeah, I'm about a month in, so you know, that's always great. Yeah, so I need to get back onto doing that. I just need to update TikTok first. Okay, so that is my first whip. My next whip is, everything is on my bed. My next whip is this pair of socks. Where's the pattern? Here we go. It is called the Skimmer Socks Revisited, a pattern by Sheila Stromberg. You can find it on Ravelry. There's the picture of it. So yeah, they are no-show socks that you can wear in like ballet flats. And yeah, so usually whenever I wear shoes, it's ballet flats. And I also like to wear no-show socks in them because I don't like my feet sticking to shoes. So I'd rather, you know, wear a sock. And also if it rains, then it doesn't really ruin the shoe because my feet, and then, yeah, you know, you get the deal. So anyway, this yarn is what I used in my Sara tank top, held with that white cotton. So yeah, this is the sparkly lace weight. I'm holding it together. I could not tell you what size these needles are. I'm doing it on double points. I couldn't tell you what size they are because they came with a little like cover for them, but since I had my little whirl, everything has exploded and I don't know what size these are. So a very small size, I can tell you that. So yeah, and I didn't gauge swatch for this, but there's a sock. I've messed up a lot on that pattern so far, but it's gonna be okay. My next WIP that I have is a cardigan for my husband in this yarn from, I believe, Caron. It was one of their like baby yarns, I believe. I don't know, I'm fairly certain, but we bought a whole bunch of this one time while we were at Joann's because my husband loved the colors of it. And so I said, okay, well, let's get enough to make you something. And we did. Well, that's not good. I have to start over. First of all, because I think it's a little small. Yeah, I think it's a little small. And I think even if we left it and it stretched, I wouldn't like the fabric of it. And now I'm realizing that there are 2 holes in it. Like, not really sure how that happened. So we are gonna have to take it out. And look at that. I was holding 2 colors, or I was holding 2 balls, and I was alternating skeins. It's still pooled, so that's not good. Although I don't think my husband really cares, but I do, so we'll see if we can't straighten it out. So the pattern is from Rowan. I found it on Ravelry from the actual designer himself, Martin Story, and the pattern is called Stour, S-T-O-U-R. Yeah, so it calls for, I believe, like a worsted or an Aran weight yarn. And I believe that this is a worsted weight yarn, just worsted weight. So yeah, I'm going to rip this out, and I'm just realizing the colors of this is Blippi colors. I don't know, you know, if you have children, you know who Blippi is most likely. If you don't, he is very popular with children these days, including my son. We watch Blippi nonstop. So yeah, okay, so that is that WIP. Okay. And actually that's pretty much all of my WIPs. So I'm going to show you some plans, which I know I said earlier that a lot of my problem last time with the podcast was I had too many plans, but I think I'm okay. I finished a few things. I feel okay about it. One of them one of my projects is a year-long thing, so I think it's okay that I have a couple things lined up to go. So the first thing lined up to go is with this yarn. I've already started to cast it on, but I decided that I want to start from the outside instead of the inside. Anyway, this yarn is the Comfy Cotton Blend from Lion Brand Yarns in the colorway Chai Latte. It is a number 3 weight, lightweight. So I would say it's a little bit, I guess it's a DK weight. I would say that's probably correct. I have plans to make the Cranberry Smoothie sweater from Drops Design. And so it's a free pattern. It's like it comes to your like elbows, pretty much where the shirt comes to on me, but like the sleeves are actually that length. Yeah, it looks fairly simple. I think it's worked flat. I have not done anything from Drops Design. I've read through some of their patterns and I'm like, this could be kind of confusing, I think. But I'm fairly certain when I read through this pattern, I could follow along in my head and be like, oh, okay, I know what to do, I know what to do. So I'm kind of confident that I'll be able to actually do that. And so yeah, this is what the yarn looks like. I'm holding it and you can't even see it. And then I'll be needing this needle and this set of needles. So yeah, just storing it with the yarn. Alright, sorry, I had to turn my camera back on because I had been going for 30 minutes. Anyway, this yarn is this amazing kale green color. The colorway is actually called Kale. It's from Emma's Yarn, and I got this at a local yarn store in the Kansas City metro area. Yeah, this is, you guys, I did not, when I bought this, I did not realize, I didn't read what it was. I was also super new into like the yarn world. It is 70% superwash merino and 30% silk. I had no idea. I just knew that the price tag was expensive, and yeah, so I bought 3 skeins of this. I just really loved the color. I loved the softness, and I loved that you could kind of like see, let's see, you can kind of see the twists in the yarn. I don't really know if that means you can see the plies. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. You can see like it looks bumpy. I don't know. I just really liked the way that had looked. Okay, we're focused again. I just really liked the way that this had looked. And so yeah, this is the Drapey DK line, I guess. And yeah, the color Kale. So what am I gonna do with this? I know I'm going to be doing I've got to get to it. It is called the Madeline tank by Katie Carlson Ruggiero. Ooh, Katie Carlson Ruggiero, I think. I don't know. I found it on Ravelry, and I only had 3 skeins of this, so I don't have that much yardage, and I'm not a small, so I was looking high and low for a cute pattern, and I think I found one in this Madeline tank top. It looks really cute, and the armpit is high enough so I don't have to worry about my bra showing, because that's a thing that I just really don't care for. So yeah, that is a plan for this. Okay, so I have one more plan, and this plan is like after I finish some things, but I'm very excited about it, mostly because I just bought the yarn for it today. Anyway, it is from the Novita Knits yarn store, and it's also a free pattern. It is by Sari Nordlund again. And it is a dress, and let me find it. Okay, it is called North Star. It is a color work dress. I've never done color work, like, you know, where you hold the two colors together and you go between the two. Yeah, I've never done that. It is an expert difficulty. I do not consider myself an expert. However, when I read through the pattern instructions, I was able to like see it and follow along with it. That sounds so weird, but that's kind of like, I feel like I have to do that on like free patterns, specifically on Drops Design, because I'm like, this is confusing. But Sari's, or at least the Sara tank top from Sari, was a free pattern on Novita Knits, and I think it was a beginner or intermediate maybe. Anyway, it was super easy to get, and so I don't know, I feel like she writes her patterns just very well. So yes, it is a very, very pretty dress. I'm hoping I'm successful in it, because there's another dress that I have been eyeing on this website, but I need to finish one dress before I try to do a different one. And so I'm going to try to tackle the North Star dress, and the colors I chose are this maroon color called Oxblood, this oat color called Linen, it's a linen color, and then just black. There we go. So I need one more color, and I'm just gonna do white. They have plain white in this line, but when I went to Hobby Lobby today, I didn't realize I needed 4 colors. I thought it was just 3. So next time I go, I'll probably have to pick up more of these anyway. Then I will also grab some white yarn. So this yarn is from Hobby Lobby. It is the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK yarn. Now it says it's a DK weight, but it's very thin for a DK weight. It's on the thin side. I think it's more of a sport weight. So I'm hoping it will work for this pattern. I'm fairly positive it will. And if not, I'm gonna make it work. I think yep, now I'm sounding ridiculous, but I'm fairly positive that this yarn will work for it. So yeah, right now I'm in the process of caking up these yarn donuts because they are just all over the place. And okay, this is what the cake looks like. This color, oh my gosh, it's the perfect purpley fall color. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I need to quickly get some whips done and get started on that. So anyway, that's all that I have to show you, to talk about. Thank you for coming to my podcast, listening to me ramble on about nonsense, basically. I don't know, I feel like I annoy my husband. We don't have family down here, so I can't just like, you know, go over to my mom's house and be like, Mom, look at all these things I'm doing. Although, Mom, if you're watching, hi. So yeah, I decided I will just go ahead and start up this podcast again. I feel like I can. My husband's watching our baby. Little boy is down for bedtime and it's quiet. I have a studio light, so I don't really need natural light. I would love to do this during the day, but right now, at this point in life, it's not gonna happen. So anyway, rambling on. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to all of my yarn talk, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one.